Oh, good afternoon, friends. Today, again, we have gathered here for the lecture on the material science and metallurgy. So, this is the lecture number 4, and again, I am S.T. Patil. I am going to just complete the content of this particular lecture. Now, what are the contents today we want to finish? Now, in the first three lectures, we have seen about what is the different phases of the material, what is the basics of the material, what is the importance of the material, and the applications where we want to use those particular materials. That particular part we have covered. Now, today we will just cover about the syllabus. Now, what is the course outcome? Means after finishing of this particular syllabus, what are the expectations from you or what you can be able to do? This part we will see in this particular course outcome. Then course contents means the syllabus which is set by the university and which will be there in the examination. Based on that, you have to face your final end semester examination as well as that mid semester examination, and then you have to complete your credits. Then the evaluation structure for this particular subject. So how much credits will be there, what will be the scheme, how much syllabus we have to cover, that particular part we will see in the evaluation structure. Then definitely just to cover this all particular syllabus, which books you are required, that is the textbook as well as the reference book, so you can be able to face the examination, you can be able to grab the additional knowledge, and you can be able to grab the particular practical oriented examples in this particular subject. So let's start. So first part, that is the learning outcome and the structure. So just try to understand what is the outcome means. So first of all, as you all are know, our department is the NBA accredited department. That is the uh, very few colleges are having this kind of that accreditation structure. So just to complete this particular structure, we have to set some goals. So definitely we are the engineers and we have to perform based on some sort of that goals or some sort of that aim should be there. Blindly we cannot be able to do anything for anything, any part. So when we want to complete something, definitely there should be a aim. Means when we want to build any kind of that building, just take an example, that particular building we should have the aim in our mind for which purpose we are going to use this particular building and in how much period we want to finish this particular building. So these are the aims. So similarly, just to complete any syllabus, any course, any contents, after finishing of that particular subject, what are the expectations from the students or what student can be able to do after the finishing of that particular subject? That is nothing but the course outcomes. So after finishing of that course outcome, student, the different kind of that program outcomes are there and all those particular part that can be able to do by the student. So the first course outcome, so all those course outcome we have set based on our syllabus. So almost for every chapter we are having or we are required to perform something, that is nothing but the course outcome. So the first, in the first chapter, what is the expectation or what student can be able to do after the finishing of the first chapter, that is explain the various crystal structures of the materials. So later on we will see the syllabus, but just try to understand after finishing of the first chapter, you student can be able to explain the various crystal structures of the materials. Then the second course outcome, that is CO2, it is called as a CO2. So the second course outcome we are required from the second topic, that is the student can be able to explain the various destructive testing techniques. So the second topic, it is based on the various testing techniques and that student can be able to explain what are the different kind of that destructive testing techniques are there. So CO3, it is again based on the chapter or content number 3. So after finishing of the third chapter, student can be able to explain the concept of phase diagram and various transformations. So when we will finish the chapter number 3, you should be able to explain what are the different concepts of the phase diagram and various transformations. Then CO4. After completion of the CO4, student can be able to illustrate appropriate heat treatment processes as per the required mechanical properties. So this particular chapter is totally based on the various heat treatment processes. So after finishing all those things, you can be able to illustrate the appropriate heat treatment process according to the mechanical properties. So this is the mechanical property, this will be the heat treatment process. So according to that, you can be able to illustrate. Then CO5, that is again based on the chapter number 5. So after finishing of the chapter 5, you can be able to explain the procedure of the metallography for the specimen preparation. So in this particular content, we have to develop some sort of that specimen or prepare some sort of that specimen. So how we are going to prepare those particular specimen, that procedure you need to explain. So after finishing of this particular chapter, for the different kind of that metallography specimen preparation, you should be able to explain all those procedure. Then the last CO, to select appropriate NDT technique for a given application. So NDT in the sense non-destructive testing. So these are the based on the given application. So you need to select for a particular application. Suppose this is the X application. So that's this particular application, this will be the technique. Suppose for the Y application, we have to do the different kind of that technique, that is non-destructive technique. So this kind of that selection should be required, and after finishing of that particular topic, you should be able to select a non-destructive testing techniques for a particular application. Now definitely after we are affiliated to the DBA2 university, so universities has the set of syllabus for the different kind of that subjects, and for the material science and metallurgy, what is the syllabus that we will see. Now the course content, total we are having the 6 chapters, or we can say units. So in the first unit, the name of the first unit is the structure of the materials. So in 8 hours we have to finish this particular part, and in this particular unit or chapter, the contents are crystal structure, indexing of lattice planes, indexing of the lattice direction, imperfection in the crystal point, defects, line defects, surface and bulk defects, mechanisms of plastic deformation, deformation of single crystal by the slip, plastic deformation of polycrystalline materials. So this is the general part we have to cover. I want to say the fantasy of this particular topic is that it is very interesting topic. So what is the atom number, what is the particular atomic structure, that or how the atoms has been situated. So all this crystal structure and some sort of that defects we are going to see in this particular topic. Then the unit number 2, that is the mechanical properties and their testings. So various testings are required. So what are the various testings are there, or how the mechanical properties has been determined, those particular part we are going to see in this particular topic. So it is again the very interesting topic, because all those contents are we are going to perform practically in our lab. So that is so you should not be bothered about how this kind of that things are happening. All those things we are going to see in the particular lab. So the tensile test, it is required. Then engineering stress strain curve, how that stress strain curve has been formed. So what is the meaning of stress, what is the meaning of strain, how that stress strain curve that has been formed, that everything we are going to see. Then this two stress strain curve, then the types of the stress strain curves, that again we will finish. Then the compressive test, bending test, torsion test, formulability hardness testing, and the different kind of that hardness test, that is the Vickers Rockwell Brinell, then impact test, fatigue test, and the creep test. Now after watching this, you might be have some sort of that ambiguity in your mind, or some sort of that questions are in your mind. So what is this kind of the techniques that has been, or that is testings that has been included, or why it is required? So the every material, just in the very short manner, I want to finish this, because again, these all these things in very depth we are going to see in that particular unit or in that particular topic. So basically, that every material, it is having some sort of that loadings. Okay, because when we are putting in the application that particular material, that has to be performed or different kind of that functioning in that particular application, and because while functioning all those, some sort of that stresses, some sort of that loading conditions are coming on that particular material when it is under the performance. So just take an example of human being. Now in the morning we are having, means in the morning we are waking up, and from almost morning 6 to near about evening or at night 10 we are going to again sleep. So from the morning 6 to at night 10 we are working continuously. So during that working, the different kind of the stresses are coming on our mind, because we are having or we are performing some sort of the different kind of that works, and every work is having different kind of the stress. So all those stresses are coming on the our, that is on the brain, that is we are saying that it is the mental stress. So it is not, we cannot be able to visualize all those things, or it is not the visible, but some sort of that stress are coming. And again at the night 10 we are going for the sleep. So from the night 10 to morning 6 there is no any load on that brain. The brain is totally, we can say it is in the relaxed mode, so there is no any kind of that stress. So when man is performing the work, there will be a stress. So similarly for the material, when the material is having or performing some sort of that functions for that particular application, that material is under the stress. The different kind of the stresses, the different kind of that loading conditions that has been occurring on that particular material. So we need to determine their particular properties. So whether this material is sustainable for that particular application or not, that we have to check. And for that purpose, that material has to be performed or has to be undergone some sort of the testings. So all those testings are given in this particular chapter. So after the in that particular application or in that particular syllabus, we will see everything in the detail. Now the next unit, that is the equilibrium diagram. So equilibrium diagram, it is again the very interesting part. All those whatever may be the basics or the testing and all those things, that basic is it is in the equilibrium phase. So in that particular topic we will see the definition of the terms, rules of solid and solubility, Gibbs phase rule, solidification of the pure metal, plotting of equilibrium diagram, lever rule, and iron carbide equilibrium diagram. So this is very FE3C equilibrium diagram. So this is what we can say the funda of that particular material, that is FE3C diagram. It is very important, and it is the very basic part we are going to cover in this particular unit. Then the critical temperature, what is the meaning of critical temperature, solidification and microstructure for the steel, then non-equilibrium cooling steel, then the property of the various variation in the with the microstructures classification and their application in the steel, then the triple T diagram, CCT diagram, so that is the time phase, and all those diagrams we are going to cover in this particular unit. Then the fourth unit, that is based on the heat treatment. So there are the various heat treatment processes are there, and all those heat treatment processes, that is for the steel, then what is the cooling media, what is the annealing, normalizing, hardening, tempering, quenching, and hardenability procedure, all those things. Now, while I am just reading all those things, and there is again some sort of that questioning in your mind. What all those things sir is telling? But don't worry, all those particular part in very depth manner we are going to cover in the latter part. So only just introductory syllabus it is there. At least you should be able to heard these words. You should be able to have some sort of that at least that thinking, whatever may be the scenario, that has to be generated in your mind. Then the metallurgy, that is the unit number 5, again it is required the 8 hours, and in that particular topic we will cover the microscopy, the specimen preparation. So how the specimen, again this particular part mostly we will cover in our lab. So you can be able to have some sort of a practical phenomena, and again you will feel this is the very interesting part, and you can be able to understand the things very easily. Then in that particular the specimen mounting, electrolyte polishing, etching process, and some sort of that electrolyte etching, optical metallurgical microscope, that all the things we are going to handle in this particular unit. Then unit number 6, that is strengthening mechanism and the non-destructive testing. So in this particular part, what are the various entity testings has to be required for the various application. Those particular part we are going to cover in this particular unit. Then this is all about your particular lecture contents. So all this part we have to finish in our syllabus. So the lab contents, again this particular subject is having the lab, and in that particular lab this is the various the experiments or practicals or assignments you need to perform. So almost the 14 experiments or assignments has been given by the university. Out of that 14 we need to cover the 10 experiments. So the first is the Brenner hardness test, Rockwell hardness test, erosion cupping test, then Magnaflux test, dye penetrate test. So all those testings it is there up to the 7th experiment. In the 6th experiment, that specimen preparation for the microscopy. So in that particular part you can be able to understand how that preparation of that particular specimen is going on. And then again the sulfur print test, spark test, all those testing methodology it is there. So we will try to cover almost all these particular experiments and maximum experiments according to our time schedule. Then the assessment work, or what we can say, how the evaluation scheme of that particular university, for the particular university it is going on, that we will see. So in the evaluation scheme, in the teaching scheme, this is divided into the two parts. One, it is for the theory purpose, and on that particular theory you have to face the examination, university examination, that is DBA 2 examination, and the practical. So based on that practical you need to again do some sort of that assignments, you need to do the submission of the assignments, and again you need to face some sort of that orals. So friends, for this particular subjects, in the one in particular week we are having the 3 lectures and 1 tutorial we have to finish, and the evaluation or examination scheme is like that. That is the continuous assessment for all those tutorials, it is for the 20 marks. Then the mid semester exam, it is for the 20 marks, and end semester exam, which is having the duration of the 3 hours, which is having for the 60 marks. So the total 4 credits through the theory course you have to complete for this particular subject, and practical once in a week for 2 hours we need to perform the practicals, and for the practicals again there will be a 1 credit, and for the continuous assessment the 60 marks will be there. And very important, that is you need to perform the external exam for this particular or that particular lab structure, or again some sort of the theory part will be covered in that particular lab, that is for the 40 marks. Then very important aspect, that is, for just to finish all this particular syllabus, we need the library, strong library, and some sort of that reference books and textbooks. So these are the textbook, that is the VD Kodigere, which is very, and SV Kodigere, that is the material science and metallurgy for engineers. So it is very nice book, and it is you can be able to grab the language in this particular book easily. Apart from that, that is the Callister, then Raghavan, that is based on the material science and engineering, this particular book. Then Auner, that is the introduction of the physical metallurgy, that is the basics discovered. Then for the engineering metallurgy, again R.A. Higgins book. Then some sort of that reference book, that is just when you want to go for that some sort of that additional knowledge in that particular subject, you just go for the some sort of a reference book. Definitely some languages it is little bit hard than that of the textbooks, but no doubt very all those practical applications and all those things are mentioned very nicely in those reference books. So VB John, then GF Carter, then T. Reed Hill. So all those books are there just for the study purpose. So this particular lecture today we have covered what is the aim of this particular subject. It is there, that is what we have discussed about the course, in that particular course content, that is the course outcome. These are the course outcome. Once again, you just go through this, the course outcomes of this particular subject, because whatever the contents are there, based on that particular content, we have to complete all those outcomes, or you can be able to do all those things, that is based on that all that particular syllabus. Then the syllabus that we have seen, total 6 units are there, and these 6 units we have to complete. Then 10 experiments that we have to complete, and based on that evaluation scheme, it is there for your examination. Total 100-mark examination for the theory purpose, and 100-mark examination for the lab purpose. It will be there, and 5 credits you need to complete for this particular subject. So from the next lecture onwards, we will just go with the actual content. We will start with the unit number 1. We will see what is the crystal structure and all. So I think you have know about your syllabus, what you need to perform after the completion of the syllabus. Again, you all knows these things. So thank you very much. I think you are very eager to see for the next syllabus. So thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed this particular lecture nicely, and in the next lecture we will see all those things. Thank you very much.